today, what my intention is to bring forward really the basic practices that I use that have been most beneficial to me, and really invite everyone into sort of my perspective on the experience of the Sangha in particular, and into your own practice and the ownership of that. So there's been many teachers along the way for me over the last really 13, 14 years that I've been really doing this practice. Julia's theme for October is, I believe I'm going to put it in my own words, performance and pleasure, or practice, continued regular practice, and the pleasure that comes from it is really what she's capturing. It's kind of an abstract idea. And really, what I want to bring forward as a preface is something that came out of the yoga practice today, and Kim will concur because she was in it with me today, was the difference between engagement and effort. And I am really good at effort. And I spent a long time in my life really efforting. And when I started engaging in meditation, I realized that there was a distinction between the two. I really work not to make an enemy of anything, so I'm not going to say effort is wrong. It's just that it's different than engagement. And engaging in a practice, engaging in aspirations to be more present and more wholly yourself in a way that's less effortful is a really interesting thing to play with. And that's what I actually have been playing with probably for 13 years. And so that's one of the energies I'm going to bring into the meditation. So with that, let's go ahead and get into a comfortable position, whatever works for you. If you'd like to lay down, lay down. If you'd like to be in motion online, particularly, you can be in motion. Just turn off your camera for the ease of everybody else. If you would like to sit in a posture of sort of more traditional meditation, whatever that is. Some people like to cross their legs. Some people, I usually sit on my knees somewhat on a cushion because that works better for my knees and hips. Try to let your body tell you what feels right for it today. One of the first things that I was presented with in meditation was the idea of inviting gentleness, inviting permission, and inviting curiosity. Inviting these three things as friends, as your own personal companions, into the sacred space of you. So as you sit in or lie down in this opportunity, consider those three companions and also be aware that the space you are embodying is the space of your own personal consciousness, as well as the space of the Sangha's consciousness. And that every one of us is holding the container of this consciousness. Every one of us matters, whether we're virtual or in person, and are essential and additive to this experience that we're having together and individually. And it's no overstatement to say that it's essential. You can meditate on your own. We all can, we all do. The Sangha is one of the three jewels because practicing in the container held by a Sangha brings stability to your practice, brings comfort and encouragement to your practice. Encouragement's so important in this world. There's not a lot of encouragement to come in to stillness from the outside world. And it's so nourishing to find it. And even when your mind is not feeling very calm or still, the Sangha can actually help you find that. And that's why each of you matter to create that container together. Even before we get to the shares. The sharing is certainly vital, but the meditation, we are also participating in that community consciousness that is so vital to strengthen us on these journeys that we're all taking towards wholeness. So I'm going to invite you for a few moments to breathe, to reflect on those three companions, and to reflect on the container that you're both holding and dwelling in, the Sangha. Those three companions, gentleness, permission, and curiosity. One of the things I've found most profound in sharing this space with so many of you over the last several years is how personal the journey of recovery is, and how inviting it to be personal, individual, and then within a community actually creates such a broad space for us to become more whole and more connected. The wonder of this beautiful Sangha is the way we honor each other's personal journeys. That's just no small thing. That is a source of great encouragement to myself and a great source of encouragement that I witness every time we practice together. This tension between the personal and the connected, the community, is something that came up in conversation, I believe, this week. The feeling of feeling not belonging, feeling isolated, wanting to belong, wanting to connect. I have found in my practice, I came to a juncture where I needed to hear something other than that I was connected to help me feel connected, oddly enough. And I was reading a book that I can't remember the title of right now, but I promise if you reach out to me, I'll let you know what it is. I was reading in this book, and a Zen book, and they were talking about these Zen concepts of relative and absolute truths. That sounds really heavy and very Buddha-y. It's really just a really interesting, comforting thought to me. And the relative truth is that we experience ourselves as distinct and isolated. We experience ourselves as separate. It's a relative truth. So play with that idea. What does that mean? Does it mean it's true or untrue? Well, what does that mean? Well, it means it's a truth, and it's a relative truth. Relative to the absolute truth that we are all absolutely connected to everything. Why was that comforting to me? Because I resisted the feeling of feeling connected when I felt separate. When I read that I could actually see both, that I could feel separate and be absolutely connected, I felt more connected than ever. So for me, that those two truths really calmed me down. It's okay. Of course I feel separate. I'm in a separate, unique soma body. That's part of the magic of humanity. And yet, I am made up of the same materials as stardust, as Julia so often likes to say. We are absolutely birds from the earth, and then we return to the earth. We're absolutely, the absolute truth is we are connected. And it's okay that I feel separate sometimes. And that we all feel a little separate sometimes. That's part of being human in this body. The way we experience the world through our minds, through our emotions, through our physical bodies, and through the stories we tell as the 4 foundations of mindfulness. We sometimes feel distinct. And yet in that feeling we are connected. Because everybody feels that way. So you are both holding the container of this collective consciousness and dwelling in it. Held by your companions of gentleness, permission, and curiosity. Let's spend a few more moments with those companions. practice of meditation is simply the returning over and over again. The practice of meditation includes the mind wandering. It includes not being in the moment. It includes being mindless. It includes falling off the path and getting on it. The practice of meditation is the practice of returning with gentleness over and over and over again. The impact in your life of entertaining this practice, I promise you, is profound and will be profound. Gentleness is a radical act, inwardly and outwardly. It's particularly radical inwardly. The practice of meditation is the returning over and over in gentleness. As we draw towards our conclusion of this part of our time together, I'm going to give you the vision of the beautiful container we have created. You can make it look like whatever you want. I actually see a colorful singing bowl, crystal singing bowl. It's actually all different colors that we both are and we are within together. Thank you. And thank you for affirming that I am so well loved and you are so well loved just by your presence. Namaste. So with that, let's go ahead and take all of this beautiful, really engaged merit that we have engaged in and offer it out. So we'll offer the merit. So come into whatever position you choose to bring this forward. Take a good deep breath. Come into the beautiful internal landscape of your own soul. Take a look around. See the benefit of your practice. See the benefit of this community practice feel the benefit of it, recognize it, acknowledge it. And then in whatever way, whether you want to pick it up with your hands and toss it out, whether you want to take a wand like a bubble blowing and blow it out like a bubble, or just exhale it, send it out. Let's share that merit, let's share that beauty, that benefit of our practice with all sentient beings. They desperately needs to be shared with the world. Thank you for helping me create it today and share it. Namaste.